Good morning children, how are you all? Welcome to the new maths video. Here we are going to continue our chapter 5, collecting and displaying data. In this lesson we are discussing how to display data after it has been collected. So there are different ways including two-way tables, frequency tables and diagrams, histograms, pie charts, stem and leaf graphs and line graphs. Okay, so these methods we are going to discuss here. So we already discussed the frequency tables and diagrams in our first semester chapter. So here also you have some more problems to do with the same method. Okay. So frequency table is a popular way of displaying data. First we will draw the frequency table. Then according to that table we will draw the bar chart if it is a discrete data. Okay. Here, first we will discuss what is a frequency table. You already know it. Okay, the frequency of a data value is equal to the number of times that the value occurs. In this table, we are arranging the data values in order from least to greatest and their corresponding frequencies. Okay, you know, and you did this in our first semester collecting and displaying data chapter. Okay. Here you can see that a frequency table. Here the marks are arranged in ascending order or means least to greatest, and the frequency is written on the third column. Second column is for tally. So what is the meaning? The number of times the marks repeating. Okay. So 4 marks. How many children got? 2 children. That is the frequency. How many times it is repeating. Okay. Another type of frequency table you can see here. Here the frequency table shows the number of pieces of data that fall within the given intervals. You can see the 1 to 15. In between 1 to 15, if it is years or marks or anything, how many are coming? Okay, it is 18. And if it is a mark, it is 18 marks are coming in between 1 to 15. 16 to 32, like that. 31 to 45, 6, and 46 to 60. 4 children got, that also you can understand. 4 children got marks between 46 and 60, and 1 child got the mark between 61 and 75. That is the meaning of frequency. So you have to make your frequency table like this. Then if it is a discrete data, we will draw or display it with bar graph. If it is a continuous data or grouped data, we will use histogram for arranging this data or displaying this data. Okay. Now the bar graph. How you will draw a bar graph, I am going to explain here. You already know it, okay? We have two types of bar graphs. A graph consisting of vertical or horizontal bars that proportionally represent a set of data. Okay, so the bar graph can be vertically or horizontally. So what is the purpose of this bar graph? To compare and display data. Okay, now how to construct a bar graph? Here you can see the bar graph is given. So first you should draw the frequency table, then give the title of the bar graph. Title you have to give, it is very important, and decide if a vertical or a horizontal bar graph will be used. You have to decide it. Then draw the horizontal and vertical axis, x and y axis. Determine the scale interval on the axis and then label the graph. You have to determine if it is marks up to which level, or you have to see the frequency table, what are the um, values, like that you have to see, and you have to determine the scale interval. Draw bars with the same width and space them evenly on one axis. You have to space the bars evenly, means same distance you have to place them. Then the width also should be same. Okay. Here the bar graph of chocolate milk salt is given here, and in x-axis the days are given, and the y-axis amount of milk sold in milliliter is given. Okay. Now we are going to the third method of displaying data. It is histograms. Okay. So I already told you, if the data is continuous or grouped data, then you can represent it on a histogram or by using a histogram. Okay. A histogram displays the frequency of either continuous or grouped discrete data in the form of bars. Okay. What is a grouped discrete data? I have shown you when I was explaining the frequency table. The second frequency table, we have seen a grouped discrete data. That is the thing. Okay. Now, features of a histogram. What are the features of a histogram? The bars are joined together, not like bar graph. In this histogram, the bars are joined together, means touching together. The bars can be of varying width. The histogram can be with varying width bars also. Okay. The frequency of the bar is represented by the area of the bar and not the height. Actually, the frequency of the bar frequency, okay, is represented by the area of the bar and not the height, because but here in most cases the area is directly proportional to the height of the bar. The area of the bar is directly proportional to the height. So the height is usually used as the measure of frequency. So the frequency is marked by the height. Okay. Here you have a histogram, a special kind of bar graph that uses bars to represent the frequency of numerical data that have been organized into intervals. Because the intervals are all equal, all of the bars have the same width. If the intervals are all equal, then the bars will be with the same width. Okay. Now, because the intervals are continuous, here also the intervals are continuous. See, you can see the histogram here. 0 to or 0 dash means 0 to 200. Then the next one is from 200 to 400. So this is continuous. Okay. So 400 to 600, then 600 to 800, then 800 to 1000, like that. There is no space between the bars because they are connected, ongoing, or it is called the intervals are continuous. Okay. So from your student book, from exercise 5.3b, do the first and second question as homework, because you know already how to draw the bar graph. Now only the new thing it is coming, draw a histogram. Okay. And the workbook also do the first question from 5.3. Okay. Thank you, children.